Hi everyone, it's Heidi from Flutterby Heidi at wordpress.com here, back again with another Sunday scoring project, and this time it's an asymmetric fold card which I've used the pansy punch on, and inside you can see it's just a great size for popping a gift card in, so you could use it as a gift card holder or a card as well. I've used some Calypso Coral and some retired designer series paper here, but you could use anything that you happen to have about, and it's really comes from a sheet of A4 cardstock, and it's very straightforward to make. So without further ado, what you need to start off with is a scoring and cutting tool and a piece of cardstock. I'm going to give you the dimensions in centimetres because that's what I happen to have them in, but I'll put the dimensions in inches on my blog as well. So a piece of card that is 29 by 14.5 centimetres, and I've cut that already, and you're going to score on the long edge at 14.5, and that's just to make your card blank. Okay, so that's going to make your card. And that would be 5 3/4 by 11.5 inches scored at 5 3/4. And then all you're going to do is cut diagonally from corner to corner. So just line it up in your trimmer from the top corner all the way down to the bottom, and then use your cutting tool to just cut in half. There we go. I should have put that slightly further down. There we go. I've eked it out. Okay, and so that gives you two pieces of card like so, and to make the card blank you're going to fold one like so, the other is going to be done like so. So you're going to attach them together in the middle here, and then adhere that one down to make a pocket, or the other way you can do it is to line one up on the back and have that one on the front. And all I would say is just occasionally, in case it's slightly out, just line them up and see whether there's one that fits slightly better than the other. Okay, that one you can see has got slightly more of an edge. Now you could trim that down if you wanted, so instead I'm going to use this one. So there are two ways to do it. I'm going to do it by laying one on the top, but it does mean that if you did it the other way, you can have a free floating pocket, which is quite nice as well, because when it opens up you've got a pocket that stands up either side. So two variations. I'm going to do the one that's like my sample, and all I'm going to do is put some tape along the bottom edge, along the side here. I'm putting it on the smaller piece obviously so that you can you make sure you're not going over the edges, and I'm going to bring it all the way down to the corner. And then I'm just going to use my scissors just to trim off that little bit in the corner there. Okay, so having put your tape on, just burnish it down just with your fingers, and then all you're going to do is lift off that tape. And obviously you could use your fuse if you wanted to. So all I'm going to do is just line that up along the bottom edge and the side there. Remove that piece of tape. And there you go. So there's your basic card blank. So we're just going to put a strip of tape along the bottom there. And that'll create the pocket for your gift card. So there we go, so there's our basic card. We then need a piece of designer series paper, and this is 14.5 by 14.5, which is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. You're going to mark the half, it's about 7.2, so the halfway point, and I'm just going to mark it on the opposite side. This is some pop of pink paper, and all you need to do, I'm using an erasable pen here, she's decided not to work. And all you do then is you line that mark up with the front, depending on which edge you want. Okay, so you line it up at 7.2, make a mark, and then cut diagonally. So this is going to be our front piece. I'm just going to cut diagonally along like so. So there's your card, and that will just fit on the front there. And if it's out slightly, all you need to do is just trim. I'm just going to trim a fraction off the edge there, so that you've got a piece of card DSP for the front. Okay, so again we're just going to adhere that to the front of our card. Obviously you could use whatever. Just putting tape around there. I've just realised I was off camera for that. Apologies. So once you've done, what you need to do is lift your tape up. And when I'm putting a large piece on, I tend to do what I call bunny ears. This is probably why I use tape rather than my fuse if I'm adhering a large piece. Because I find that what you can do is, it means you don't accidentally, if you drop it or you while you're lining it up, you accidentally let a corner drop, you're not going to ruin your whole card. So make little bunny ears like so, and then you can line that up on the front of your card, just like so, and then those bits adhere. Give you a bit of grip. Okay, and that's the front of your card. And then the inside piece you can then actually trim and use on the inside. So you tend to need to trim that one down very slightly. So all I'm going to do is literally just take a sliver off, and this time I'll use my snail as its DSP, and it's the reverse, and this is where the double-sided papers come into their own. You could, if you wanted, cut another piece of DSP if you wanted the colour, but I rather like the fact that it's slightly different on the inside. There you go, so that makes our little pocket there. And all that's left to do is to decorate on the front. And I've used an old favourite here, which is the lovely Flower Shop, and I'm using is a little bit of Melon Mambo ink, which is the same pink that you've got on your designer series paper. And just literally, you just need some scraps of white card. And when on my Flower Shop ones, I've actually lined up which is towards the top, so that I can pop it in. So after I stamp that, I know that that is then going to just needs a little bit of an angle. And there's my punch. Okay, so I've actually cut 9 of those, and all I'm going to do then is just layer those up along the edge. So to do that, we can use a bit of fuse and just add those to the edge of the card. Then I'm going to use a dimensional, that's my punch hitting the floor, okay, just a dimensional on the bottom edge of that one, and that just gives it a little bit of interest. Okay, so I've got 4 along the top edge there, and then with some of these I'm actually going to sort of do a double dimensional, just to give it a little bit of height, and you don't have to, you can do whatever you feel like on these. And another one on the bottom here. So there we go, so there's the front of our card. Again, we just need to keep a scrap of paper now to make our banner. And I've cut a strip of Melon Mambo and a strip of Whisper White, and the Whisper White is 9 by 3 centimetres, and I've used this stamp set here, which is the One Big Meaning stamp set, and that has lots of thank you sentiments, which I think is really useful. We don't send enough thank you cards, I don't think. So all I've done is taken the thank you from all of us, and as I stand up to try and make sure I get that on straight. And then the punch that you heard into the floor is the banner punch. Now, you don't have to use the banner punch. If you haven't got it, you can just cut a banner by hand. And all I'm doing is lining that up in the middle there. And that makes our banner. And then I've got a piece of Melon Mambo, which is just 1/2 centimetre. It's wider and longer, 9.5 by 3.5, and that then layers just perfectly on there like so. So again, a bit of fuse on the back there, and we can layer that up. And then in comes our card, and just a couple of dimensionals on the back there, like so. And there we have one asymmetric fold card, a quick and easy way to make a thank you card and hold a gift tag or gift voucher at the same time to say thank you. Hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget, have a look down below and you can click through to purchase from my Stampin' Up shop. I hope you do so I can send you a thank you gift I send to all my customers. Thanks for watching. Bye bye now.